Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Please switch off your mobile phones or keep them in silent mode. As Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop a communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before starting our meeting, I request please give a huge round of applause to start our good energetic meeting. Over to President. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for our Sergeant at Arms, Shukruth. Thank you so much for introducing the meeting. Toastmasters and guests, you are most welcome to Toastmasters for Professionals. Today, we have a special guest that will be giving us a keynote, but it is not my place to introduce the special guest. I will now allow our Toastmaster of the day, Shanda Makomba, to take us away with the meeting.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and fellow members. My name is Shanda, and I'm going to be your Toastmaster of the day. Together, we're going to use the theme today, Voices Unite, which is a celebration of transformative power of Toastmasters and empowering our voices and fostering our leadership skills. So in this virtual room, each of us has a unique voice, a voice that has found strength and purpose through this incredible journey of Toastmasters. So whether it's conquering your fear of public speaking or honing leadership abilities, Toastmasters has been our guide, our mentor, and our cheerleader. Think back to your first Toastmasters meeting. Remember that initial nervousness, that subtle doubt about your ability to express yourself? Now look where you are today. Your voice has evolved. You've become more confident and more impactful. Toastmasters has been the catalyst for this transformation. So as we explore this theme, Voices Unite, let's reflect on how Toastmasters has empowered us individually. I encourage you to share your stories throughout the meeting. Your experiences may echo someone else's journey.
I'm having trouble.
Each role in Toastmasters is a lesson in leadership, a chance to refine our skills and contribute to the collective voice of our community. Starting with the timer. The timer reminds us of the value of time, a precious resource. Learning to manage time effectively is a leadership skill that transcends our Toastmasters meetings. Madam President Catherine, please introduce your role to us.
Thank you so much, Shanda. Today, I will be your Toastmaster timer, and I'm going to give rules about timing. For our prepared speeches, each of them is 5 to 7 minutes. At your 5th minute, I will flash the green card. Pardon me, I'll be able to flash the green cards when the time comes. At your 6th minute, I will flash the yellow card. And when your time is up, I will flash the red card until you stop speaking. For our table topic speakers, I will flash the green card at your 1st minute. At your 1.5 minute, I will flash the yellow card. When your time is up, I will flash the red card. For the evaluators, I will do the same for your 2nd and your 2.5 minutes. And when your time is up, the 3rd minute, I will flash the red card until your time is done. After the meeting, I will be able to give a report on how we have performed as timers. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Next, we have the all counter, who plays a dual role. They empower speakers by raising awareness about verbal distractions and promoting effective communication through leadership. By eliminating filler words, speakers enhance the clarity and impact of their messages, contributing to a communication environment that values precision and leadership. Shri, please introduce your role to us.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and the guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note the words or the sounds that are used as crutch or fillers. So during the meeting, I will note down the crutch words, something like so, well, but, the, and also the filler words like and the repetitive words like I, this means, etc. So at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times each speaker has used these expressions. Thank you. Over to you, Shanda.
Thank you so much. Next, we have the grammarian, which encourages members to refine their language skills, empowering them to articulate thoughts more precisely and persuasively. They provide leadership in promoting effective communication by highlighting the power of words, setting an example for clear and impactful expression. Varunda, please go ahead and introduce your role to us.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and greetings, everyone. Today, my role as a grammarian is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day today is resonate. The definition: to evoke a positive feeling, emotional response, or sense of shared understanding, or to connect or strike a chord. For example, the mentor's words of encouragement resonated deeply with the team, inspiring confidence and unity. I will also introduce the idiom of the day. The idiom of the day is in someone's corner, which means to support, help, or defend someone. For example, having a mentor in your corner can make a significant difference when facing self-doubt, providing guidance, and unwavering support. I will add these words, the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the chat for your ease of reference. Also, I would encourage each participant to use it and encourage whoever uses the word, please cheer them by using the clap or any other emoticons so that we encourage the usage of good language. When called upon towards the end of the meeting, I will present my report as a grammarian. With that said, I'll hand over the virtual stage back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Round of applause for everyone in their roles today. Thank you so much for explaining. So today I would like to introduce Dr. Som. He's been a Toastmaster for more than 8 years. He's a gynecologist by profession and is currently with Manipal College in Malaysia as a professor for more than 15 years. He's currently VPE of 2 clubs, MUCM TMC and Uni Club, and Alto TMC, an advanced club. He's achieved his DTM in both traditional and pathways programs. He served as in various club and district roles and also took part in contests at various levels. He's an HRDC accredited trainer, as well as a John Maxwell certified trainer, speaker, and coach. Dr. Som will be speaking to us today about the Toastmaster of the Day, entitled The Pearl Necklace. I'm so excited to learn something new from you. Let's welcome DTM Dr. Som.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Shanda. I'm sure like it has evoked some interest, like everyone's wondering like, hey, what is pearl necklace all about, right? So thank you for enabling the sharing, because I do have a few slides to share so that you can take home some points and I can add value. But first and foremost, thank you, Dr. Mary, for this invitation. It's really an honor and privilege. And I would say I have taken the opportunity as well, since I'm on leave and this is the time when I'm in the hospital. And when I'm in the hospital, I clarify, I am well, I'm a doctor, because never mind. Someone said when I said, "Oh, I'm in the hospital, I'm gonna message you." Our messages are short. They said, "Take care." I said, "No, I go every day." Well, so now this one initially was supposed to be a keynote, and then it became a workshop, because Toastmaster of the Day is a very, very key role in a meeting, and it can make a huge difference to a meeting's energy. Before I proceed, I want to ask you guys one question. And that is, how many of you have been an MC for any event? If yes, put 1. If no, put 2 in the chat box to make life easier. You've been an MC of an event. It could be Toastmaster, it could be a cultural, it could be a community. Oh, okay. Quite a few twos. Right. Now, when we talk about MC, Toastmaster of the Day is actually can be compared with an energetic and engaging MC. It's not just like an MC, but it's with a plan, with an agenda. So for that, let me try to share something. Okay. That's the pearl necklace. And yes, Shanda has done a very good job by not going for my full name. That's why I put AK, so that life becomes easier for her. Now we're going to hear your thoughts. Now I'm going to do a Mentimeter thing to find out what are your thoughts on Toastmaster of the Day. So let me share with you the link, and you can just key in. I'm putting in the chat box. All right. Dr. Mary said I'm a radio DJ. Of course, you're fantastic. Dr. Mary, we know you. Can click on this link, and I'm going to display the Mentimeter to hear your thoughts. I'll just, you can get the question. If you're not able to connect, you can use the code. Go to menti.com and just use the code on top. Those are 2 ways to connect. What is the job of Toastmaster of the Day? To host the meeting. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Orchestrator, engage, facilitator, entertainer. It's the meeting. Yep. Now I think the responses are coming. Good. You can even suddenly you think, oh, I missed that. You still have options to write again presentation. Right. Facilitator. Entertainer. That's interesting. MC. Orchestrator. All right. Thank you. I think you have an idea, and you have been in the Toastmasters for a while, so you have an idea what Toastmaster of the Day is all about. But now I'm going to take you to another area. So now that I heard your thoughts, I think we are quite aligned to Toastmaster of the Day. You are a liaison person. You are the connector. You not only are an energetic and entertaining MC and engaging as well, but also a liaison person. And who do you liaise with? You liaise with these following people: the speakers, the evaluators, the tag team, as we lovingly say, the timer, our counter, grammarian, the table topic master, and general evaluator. But do you see that even though I put that last, that is the most important person or group of people, the members. In the next picture, it'll be very obvious why I put that title. If you look at it, I compare the Toastmaster of the evening or the Toastmaster of the day as the string that binds all the pearls. All the members here are pearls. Sometimes they take up different roles. Sometimes they take up evaluator, speaker, TTMG, timer, our counter. But they are all pearls. The members who are unnamed, maybe they have just come to see the meeting, the guests, everyone is a pearl. And the Toastmaster, today Shanda, is the string that binds them all. But we don't look at each pearl separately. We look at them in a holistic manner. And therefore, that is the importance of the Toastmaster of the day. If they don't do a good job, it'll be all scattered and going here and there. So Toastmaster of the day, you're the string that keeps the pearls together. And the beauty of the meeting, when I come into a meeting and I see how the Toastmaster of the day conducts the meeting, that gives me a feeling, wow, this is a lovely environment. Wow, this is some place I want to come back home. And this is some place, okay, someone else is also unmuted. But I think I'll do a bit of talking, then I'll let you do the talking. Right. So this is the importance of Toastmaster of the day. So when I think of Toastmaster of the day, it's not just the MC or entertainer. You actually hold the whole essence of the meeting. That's how important the role is. Now, the question that will always hit you hard, especially the president and the VP, is who is the suitable person to become the Toastmaster of the day? Who do I ask to become this role? And now that I know this role is so vital for my club, this role actually portrays the impact of my club to outside. If a guest comes in, they have no idea of my club, but the Toastmaster of the day makes it in such a way that the member or the guest wants to come back again. They said, I was really entertained. I learned a lot. I really loved the meeting. So that's a huge role, right? So I put this, who is suitable? No, there is no specific criteria per se. I put it as someone who knows something. If you are a member of this club, you should know about your club, especially club culture, because every club culture has its variation. Because of whatever be the cause, geographic location, the ethnicity, or whatever be the reason, or the timing, like for example, this is a professionals club, somewhere like my uni club, 90% are students, medical students or dental students. So that is one, their niche is different from the others. The community club, the advanced club I'm a member of, they're coming from all over Malaysia and parts of India. So they are very different. There's a age-wise, there's difference. So someone who knows something about the club, so it would be highly unfair to ask a new person who has just joined, say, less than a month to take up this role. Because this role has a lot of impact in a club's meeting and a club's publicity, especially when the guest comes in. The person need to know about the club, need to know about Toastmasters. Like if, let's say, if the member is a professional MC, I've done many MCs everywhere in the world, great. But do you know about our club culture? Do you know about Toastmasters? If the answer is no, then let the person have a few rounds of meeting. Of course, they would do a great job, I'm sure. but it is an event that you're planning. A meeting is an event that is planned event. So Toastmaster of the day also becomes an event planner. Now we'll move on to something from the TI resources. This one I have not created myself. This is from the TI, the Toastmasters International Resources, and I have added some experiential learning into this. Before the meeting, I think Shanda has done a brilliant job of liaising with me as well, like asking various things, introduction, and other stuff like, so she has done that part. So before the meeting, what do? Ensure they have the agenda. They have to have the VP in their corner. I'm sure Vrinda's like, yeah, got it. So they have to have the agenda. They have to go through it. And sometimes, trust me, the Toastmaster of the day might find out some points of error in the agenda, which the VP may have overlooked. And I can say you, because I'm VP of 2 clubs, sometimes I send it to the Toastmaster of the day or to the president, say, can you just have a quick look and say if there's anything that needs to be edited. Sometimes the title, now we have various path title, whether it's EC1, 2, 3, 4, all those numbers. But some clubs have this culture of like, either you write DTM, or if you have not been a DTM, then don't write any title. So that's also one of the way. But in our clubs, we always write the title that a Toastmaster has got, because they have earned it. So before the meeting, the Toastmaster of the day should look into this. This is very important. Check if they know the pronunciations of the names. Here, I'll tell you a story. What happened once in Malaysia, we have plenty of Chinese members, and we have 2 divisions, which are purely Mandarin divisions. And when I went for a COT, we call it club officer training. So I was the TLI chair that time, and I had to give an opening address and things like that. And I wanted to say something in Chinese to make sure they feel like, yeah, he's with the CEO. So now what happened was I just memorized a few lines from the PQD, and I told her to send me the audio note so that I can pronounce it well. So just 2 lines, which translates to, let's have a great session together, and we must learn in our moments of enjoyment, something what Dr. Smedley said. I just paraphrased it and said it. And I was looking at the messages, and came like, Dr. Som has taken Sinovac, he has not taken Pfizer vaccine, because he can pronounce Chinese now. So, okay, right. So those things are very important. Another thing that recently happened with Dr. Mary, and when she came for our club, our Toastmaster of the day mentioned, I feel like I'm giving a Toastmaster speech, disruptive audience, but that's fine. Right. So moving on. So check the pronunciation. So the Toastmaster of the day pronounced her as Dr. Maria. And I was like face palming, uh-oh, she's the G and you're messing with the G. And she did mention that as well. Right. So if someone does that, always send a text saying, hey, that's not the way. So make sure you learn the pronunciation of the names or a short version. If you're not sure, get the audio note so that you can at least say a portion of the name. Presence of the role takers in the meeting. It's very easy in an online meeting to do that, because you just have to have a look at the participants and done. In a physical meeting, you just have to have a quick look and say, okay, done. Why? This is very important. Because Toastmaster of the day, if they find that a role taker, especially an evaluator, is not there, here I will tell you another thing that I came across very recently. In the MUCM Toastmasters Club, we are hybrid. We kept the hybrid because we want quality evaluators to come from outside, which we may not have amongst our students or the members. So one of the evaluator who's evaluating the first speech message saying that I'm stuck in traffic. I would be 10 minutes. I would be there for sure, but I'm 10 minutes late based on my GPS things and stuff like that. And within 10 minutes, the speech would have we would have started the first speech. So I'm the VP for this club. So Toastmaster of the day asked me like, what do we do here? We said, why don't we switch the first speaker to the third speaker? So when you see that there are no evaluator or particular role takers not there, in those situations, you may improvise the meeting, and that actually is looked as a brilliant effort for a quality meeting. You may improvise, but do keep the VP in the loop. You just don't like decide on the spot on your own. Your thoughts should resonate with VP's thoughts. Whew, the grammarian will be very happy with me today. So that is something very important. And you as the MC, because you are going to announce the names. And when you announce and they say, uh-oh, the person's not here, then you're stuck. So do these cross checks before. And have the evaluation resource. This is another thing. In different clubs, they have different ways of doing this. In my unique club, the evaluator reads out this. The Toastmaster of the day doesn't do that. Whereas in the advanced club, the Toastmaster of the day reads out the evaluation resource, the speech purpose, project purpose, and things like that. So either you have always a culture of like, no, the evaluator is going to read this, or if you want to read it yourself, must have it. Because sometimes in an online meeting, if the evaluator gets stuck or the voice starts breaking, you can take over and say the evaluation resource says that the speech purpose is this, project purpose is this. I'm sure the evaluator is listening, but his microphone is having some problems. So I'm going to help him in this. So your meeting's not delayed. You can have a smooth flow. The transition is good. So these are some things that you can keep in mind before the meeting. During the meeting, you will never be the first person to start the meeting. You will always take handover from the president. Always thank the president. The president's always going to shower you with praises, like, it's handsome, dashing, charming, beautiful. So you can always reciprocate that and say, thank you, our magnanimous president. Okay, don't sound very fake, but you can do that. You can work on that. Talk about the theme. Now, this is something I would like the Toastmaster of the day to decide on. You can decide on a theme of the meeting. Sometimes it could be like according to a situation, like say an event that happened, or it could be according to festivities like Christmas, New Year, February. I'm sure many meetings in Malaysia will be themed Chinese New Year themed. Talk about the theme. You have to like create a theme so that the table topic master can also create a series of questions related to the theme. So when you talked about the voices united, yes, you could spend 2-3 minutes on that and even ask 1 or 2 members to give some opinions. That is how you engage the audience as well in the beginning itself. So talk about the theme, talk about TI or about the club per se. You will have many people who are coming for the first time to your club. And if your club has some heritage or some accolades, why not? It's not called bragging. It's like you feel proud. Whenever a guest comes, either the Toastmaster of the day or the president always mention, MUCM Toastmasters Club, we are just embarked into our 9th year. And for the last 8 years, when we started for continuous 7 years, we have got the President Distinguished Club Award. It is something you've achieved as a team. So why not? So that would make your team members feel even more proud and like, yes, that's our club. Yay. Talk about Toastmasters International. Just like some people should not come with an idea, oh, I'm going for a wine class where I learn about toasting, or perhaps a bakery class or things like that. So Toastmasters is a non-profit educational organization. And a few words. Of course, you need to know that if anyone is a non-Toastmaster, then only you talk about it. Otherwise, you can save the time and skip that portion as well. You can even create a standardized slides, which you can present all the time, or you can share with all the Toastmasters of the day, the subsequent ones. Next would be introduce the role taker. Here, I saw that you have done the introduction of the role takers. In our uni club, we ask the general evaluator to do that. If you have such a club culture, you must inform the general evaluator. Otherwise, they would be shocked and surprised. Oh, I'm supposed to do that. Oh, I see. These things happen. So just update on the role takers, especially the general evaluator if one comes for your club. Introduce the speaker and evaluator. You can say a few lines about who's the speaker, not giving out what the person is going to say if you know it, and the evaluator. If you see, I've written evaluators because in my advanced club, one speaker has two evaluators, one doing the content and one doing the delivery. So that has to be incorporated as well in your introduction. Today, I'm introducing speaker number 1. So in Toastmaster X. This speaker would be evaluated by evaluator so-and-so. May I ask the evaluator to give the purpose statement or the speech purpose, like that can be done? Or you can do this, the speaker is so-and-so, and the evaluator for the speaker is this, the speech purpose is this, the evaluation, the project purpose is this, something like that. You can say it also as well. So this is again depends on the club culture. I'm in 2 clubs where we follow 2 different styles. Mention the speech purpose, that's what I was telling, or you can also say ask the evaluator to say the same. Now, some clubs also go one step ahead and they ask the general evaluator to read the evaluator notes as well. Well, in my clubs, we don't do that, but in Kuala Lumpur clubs that I've gone, they actually make you do that. So when I was the general evaluator, the first time I had, they do that. But subsequent, whenever I went, I was always prepared. Okay, they're going to ask, so I keep the evaluation resource open, especially if I'm taking a general evaluator role. And that's when I actually could. Even the Toastmaster of the day has not told me that, you have to do this, but I was prepared. Make sure you tell the general evaluator that, you have to do this. Right. Ask the timer at the end of each segment, that means the project speeches or the table topics, ask the timer for the timing of the speakers, because this gives a very vital clue to the evaluator that, okay, this person has got 7 minutes, 52 seconds. Definitely this person needs to manage time with regards to speeches, number 1. Number 2, you can also inform the speaker in a gentle way that if you do not manage the time, then it'll be a shame, but you will be disqualified in a contest. And especially when you give speeches of so much of meaning and value. So this would be a very nice way for the evaluator to tell only if you ask for the timer before instead of at the end by the general evaluator. This gives a additional touch to the evaluators to talk about. Conduct a voting session. We don't have voting session, but initially when we used to have by Zoom poll, you can liaise. You don't have to always do that. You can always ask the host to start the poll and you can coordinate. Usually Toastmaster of the day would be co-host. So you'll find out that, okay, the voting's almost 80-90% complete. You can call it off. Said, okay, that's done. Okay, let's proceed with the meeting and not waste too much time. Introduce the table topic master and hands over the control. This is something that you have to do as well at the end of the first segment. This is something that you have already done. After TTM, ask for the time taken, as I mentioned, because I have seen many times the table topic master says, okay, back to you, Toastmaster of the day or Toastmaster of the evening. And they do not ask for the timing of the table topic speakers. Please do ask. If the table topic master has done it, you don't have to. So watch out. You have to be a good listener as well. Conduct the voting session for TT if applicable. Again, this follows the same thing as the project speech. And finally, I'm not sure if you have a break time, but in an online, we always give a 5 minutes a bio break, because this is something we always follow as a general evaluator, because once you do a 2-hour meeting, at the end of 1 hour, just give them 5 minutes to just move around, walk around, have a sip of coffee and things like that. And make sure you tell the timer, please note there's a 5 minutes break, and let us know when the 5 minutes are up so that everyone comes back and you follow the time. Then you hand over the controls to the general evaluator. After general evaluator has conducted the evaluation segment, you come back for the closing and hand over to the president. And that's a lot of stuff to do in the meeting per se. So if you can see that you are actually holding the entire meeting's success in your hands. Question is, like, you have to know something. So it will be highly unfair to ask a newbie. Suddenly they have come like within 1 month to do this, because all these things takes time. Right. So moving on. Now, these are just the thoughts. I have put in some thoughts for you to reply to me. And I have also created like a very doubt situation, the what ifs, for you to also share. And then we will open for a 3 to 4 minutes sharing session for those who have anything to share with regards to their Toastmasters of the day experience, and then we'll move on. Now, you can type it in the chat box as well, or let me just unmute and tell me who makes the agenda. I'm watching the chat box. Brinda was the early bird, and she just slammed the answer the moment I finished the question. Thank you. Sometimes the VP may ask the Toastmaster of the day to add on or like help. Probably like, they want to see if they want to groom people. Yeah, yes, President Catherine, I see your hands raised.
Apologies. I'm just pinning myself for the timer roll.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I thought you have a question. Thank you very much. All right. So next question. Who finds the role takers? Let's see. Some thoughts on this. Ooh. All right. May I ask President Catherine, how much time is left?
Have exactly 18 minutes.
Okay. Right. Now here again, I tell you, like, I've tried this a few times. That VP, sometimes I ask my president for help. Sometimes I ask the Toastmaster of the day for help, but most of the time it's between the VP and the president. So sometimes I've seen some clubs, they have approached me, said, I'm Toastmaster of the day and I'm looking out for role players. Well, this is again depends on the club culture, but usually the meeting agenda and the getting the role takers are absolute VP's responsibility. VP may delegate the task to Toastmaster of the day. How the Toastmaster they should be prepared. Okay, this is actually a very open-ended question. So this one, I would probably expect some of them to unmute and tell me if you want. Chanda, since you're the Toastmaster of the day, would you like to say a few words on this? Like, how did you prepare yourself for today's meeting?
Yeah, so I made sure I knew my theme, what I was going to talk about, who the role players were, how I'm going to introduce them, had my outline, my timing, make sure I knew your information, the speaker. I did a lot of preparing, especially since this is my first time.
Yes, you told me, and you're doing a fantastic job so far.
Thank you.
There is a script for this. You can actually download it, and there is a checklist for this. So for the timers, and what we have done for our club in the WhatsApp group, we have put in a link tree on the top in the description box. So whenever someone's doing for the first time, we say, check on the link and you can get the script for all, like timer, R counter, grammarian, Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, general evaluator, all the scripts are in that link tree, a link. So you can just click and you'll find all the scripts there. Even the timer slides are also there. So that is something a club can do to facilitate the Toastmaster of the day's job. Otherwise, the Toastmaster of the day, there is a script there and a checklist that you can do. It's all there in the Toastmasters International Resources. You do not have to really figure out things. They have actually thought about it and they have put it there. Now, this is something that is a troubleshooting times. So now this one. Yes, so let's hear from you. You can either type in a message or tell me, I think I've given the answer. Ouch. Okay, let's hear. What if the role taker do not come and say, I'm sorry, I can't make it today. I'm caught up with a family emergency. Any thoughts on this? And
I
what?
would quickly, sorry.
Yeah.
I would quickly pull in someone from the club offices or someone who has, for example, if it's a speaker, I would get someone who has got a pocket speech to come forward.
Okay, great. You have to find someone who's actually not taken a role, but a member. You can ask them. And if they're pretty senior enough, they can do it on the spot. I have been to a club where they had one speaker who could not make it. And one evaluator said, it's okay, I can give a speech. Now, this is a project speech. And she was fantastic. She said, just put me at the end as number 7 speaker. They had a marathon, speech marathon. I was the general evaluator. I was pretty impressed. And the way she gave a speech, maybe she has given the speech earlier in some club, I guess. But it did not give me a single hint or a slightest hint that, wow, this speech was decided on the spot. So yes, you can find a role taker. And if you do not have enough members, the sad thing is you have to do a bit of doubling up at times. But again, keep the VP in the loop when you're doing this. Role taker gets disconnected. And this is something that we always, no one can say that they've never encountered this. It's there since the Zoom meeting started. So what to do? Role taker gets disconnected. Any idea? I'm sure you would have faced this. It's okay. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. I'm sure, like, no.
I would see if someone could stand in, otherwise the Toastmaster of the day would maybe take
Yeah.
over if it's temporary.
Correct. That's correct. It depends on the role. If it's like a grammarian, let's say grammarian is supposed to give, what is your role? Can you tell us about your role today? And the grammarian gets disconnected. Well, Toastmaster of the day can actually take that portion and say, the role of grammarian, I'm saying on behalf of the grammarian today, and da-da-da-da-da. You just say that. But the problem comes when you have an evaluator, because the evaluator, if he or she gets disconnected just prior to the speech, then the whole point is lost, because the evaluator will not be able to hear the speech and cannot give valuable evaluation. So as I was mentioning, you can tweak this, make the first evaluator as the third evaluator, make the first speaker as the third speaker or second speaker to give enough time. Otherwise, you'll be all sitting there and waiting for them to come. It just ruins the flow of the meeting. So this is something that Toastmaster of the day can do that. Once again, just keep the president or the VP in the loop. Miss out or this is something happens. So if the Toastmaster of the day, let's say Toastmaster of the day made a mistake. Let's say Toastmaster, now I call upon the grammarian Toastmaster Oscar instead of Toastmaster Vrinda. Then what to do?
Hey, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
I think this is my first time and it's going to be very complicated to take that position, guys. Sorry for that. So I just want to be a guest in this case. And maybe for the second session, I can take that position, right?
Oh, no, don't worry. I didn't ask you a question. I just used your name for the example.
Oh, I understand that.
Not to worry.
Sorry.
No worries. So this is something, it has happened many times that, the Toastmaster of the day misses out. Like, for example, I just gave you an example. Dr. Mary's name was mentioned as Dr. Maria. Then I had to quickly message the person. Or you can do is, if it's not something that disrupts the flow of the meeting, you can either send a personal message using the Zoom, or you can use the WhatsApp, whichever you think the Toastmaster of the day will look into. Do not unmute and say, hey, hang on, this one, it's not correct, huh? This thing you have to change. No, do not do that. That ruins the meeting's flow and also the impression, especially when the outsider comes in, a guest comes in. You can only do that in one project, and that is called disruptive audience. Oh, I love that project. And I'm yet to give that. Actually, my fifth path is the presentation mastery, and I'm like, I have definitely messed with many people, so they're going to come back. I'm planning to give it outside my club. Right. So please note, and if it's a major flaw with regards to the meeting agenda per se, then yes, either president or VP can take a stand and say, hang on, could you just check on this? Because otherwise that would totally disrupt the meeting. If the meeting is not getting disrupted, the agenda is not getting disrupted, you don't unmute and say, no, don't do that. It's the other one. So just that one, it's a small pronunciation error or something like something that, another thing was like the Toastmaster of the day missed out DTM for one of those members who came from outside in our club. So I just send a text, please make sure you mention this title because these titles are not given, it's earned. So the person also feels recognized. So immediately the flow was not disrupted. We said, okay, thank you very much. And distinguished Toastmaster, my apologies for the first time, I missed out the title. And the flow goes so smooth, no one even knows that there was something that happened. Mispronounce name and say the wrong title. Yeah, that's exactly the point that I was trying to tell you about. Now, those are what ifs, and what ifs are troubleshootings that you can do, and this you will learn experientially. As you attend more and more meetings, you will find more and more unique problems that arise, and you have to improvise and troubleshoot on the spot. But if you're a Toastmaster of the day, make sure VP or president is on your side. Then it's not about the blame game, but especially if you're doing first time, you are, at least your confidence is not shattered. Okay, oh my God, I did not do a good job. No, VP and president will support you and say, no, okay, do this. Do a private texting. I think we'll skip this sharing because but maybe just one person, if they have had any issues, like share your experience with regards to Toastmaster of the day, some problems that you have encountered. It would be nice if anyone would like to share. If not, I will move on then. Toastmaster Vrinda was actually the Toastmaster of the day for, oh, okay, I've seen Dr. Mary put her hands up. Okay, over to you.
Yeah, I wanted to mention a few things. We meet every week. So it's a great challenge for the Vice President Education to come up with role players. If within just 5 days, getting speakers is very difficult. So any suggestions for that? That's my question, number one, because personally I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Now, number two would be, you mentioned that during meetings there should be no disruption. That's a great message because we do get disruptions. Maybe because members are new, they do not know that it's the TMOD who's actually in control of the meeting. The other thing would be, in my opinion, and based on my experience, it's important that the TMOD knows and picks the role players, because what we find is that when you give them the agenda 2 days before, they have no idea who the role players are. They have no idea of the bio and introductions. They fumble up and give the wrong names. They do not know the meeting agenda of the flow. And we've had that quite a number of times. So in my opinion, and from my experience, it's important that the TMOD actually gets the role players. This is my personal experience after many years.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Som.
Thank you very much. I'll answer. Brinda, you want to add on something? I'm noting down your questions.
Yeah, I am, in situations like the other club that I host, which is Satwik, we have like most of us are new out there. And the VPE was the one who was more coordinated or who knew everybody better. So the VPE was the one who was doing all that, like picking up people or challenging people to take up a speech slot or do an evaluation this time and do that small nudge which was required because all of us were new. So I think it depends. And as people are new, as you said, Dr. Som, like once people are have a certain level of experience, then you can, push them on to do the TMOD as well as get the role players. But if people are new, that you would want to support them with at least getting the role players and working along with them.
Right. Thank you very much. I got 3 points to discuss now. First and foremost, I have 2 points from Dr. Mary. Role players, VP. Yes, I think it's being recorded. Right. So just got a personal question then. Right. When it comes to role players, having a meeting every week, I can totally feel you as a VP because I'm VP of 2 clubs and we have only 2 meetings a month. So in totality, I'm still having 4 meetings a month to coordinate. You can do one thing, you can get people and form a subcommittee for the VP. It need not be one person because when we work in Toastmasters, we work as a team. So it need not be just you alone because if you are alone, you will definitely burn yourself and after some time say, I don't want to do this and I'm done with it. So always get a team. Recently, like when I was very busy, I asked the VPM whom I'm trying to groom for the next VP. So you find your successor or successors and put them in a subcommittee for the next expo and tell them. This will also create their networking. Sometimes what I do is if the person doesn't know much, I give them a list of phone numbers. I said, why don't you connect with them? So that way you can get role players. And it's definitely a weekly challenge that you have to get role players. So I totally feel you as a VP of 2 clubs. So create a committee and need not be only TMOD, but it could be that committee and TMOD included. The TMOD role plays would be a good suggestion if the TMOD's experience and as I knows something about the club and not a very new person. This is also something which you can, if you have a WhatsApp group, you can put it there and ask people to put in their names for the role. We don't have to pick people. We'll say just like, you want to do this role. And if a first timer is coming to do a role, create a resource for your club wherein they can get the script and look into the script, the timer slides and everything. So that could be helpful. And if the TMOD is experienced, they can actually guide them all throughout. But that's only if not, then the VP has to step in. And with regards to new clubs, that is to address Brinda's question. If there are new clubs with new members, yes, their networking may not be that great. Ask for names, ask for numbers whom you can network with, or once they come in, connect with them, network in the meeting itself. Like that's how I came to know you as well when I went to give a keynote in Satwik and Pramod also, and we called you in our club. You came to our club and you found out some people. So networking is not an overnight thing. It happens over a few months. So use the people's network who already has a pre-existing one to build up your network as well. Of course, in Toastmaster, we are not doing that for a business purpose, but to ensure we have a good quality meeting and also varied because same thing can be said in various ways by 2 different people. Same evaluation can have different values. It's also depends on how you look at it. Right. So I can see President Catherine putting the red, and I promised her I'm going to finish on time. Otherwise, she might stop my sharing privileges. So let's moving on to summarize Toastmaster of the day. You're the liaison between the members and role takers. You need to know the basic format of TM, your club culture, and you're supposed to make sure that you ensure smooth transition between the segments, the 3 segments that you have in the meeting. So this is something that the Toastmaster of the day keep in mind. And Well, being on MC on stage is mostly about crowd control and monitoring energy levels. So sometimes when you find the energy levels are down, say something that peps up the energy. So remember, you are the string that holds the pearl necklace. Without you, the necklace disappears. The entire meeting, the entire club image is on your hands. Sanda, I'm not saying this to increase stress on you, but this is something that the Toastmaster of the day believes in. I believe that a Toastmaster of the day should do. That's me, and you can connect me through LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is actually public, so that's it. So thank you very much for the opportunity once again, and hope I added some value to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause for DTM Dr. Som. It really resonates. Oh, go ahead.
I have one request. I would be leaving in 3 minutes. Can I take a group picture with all of you as a memory? So if others can open a camera, otherwise I'll take as it is. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you again. Let's give a round of applause for DTM Dr. Som. It really resonated with me that I am playing the connector role today. So I would like to call upon Lan Zhao to turn on their camera and please introduce yourself. Lan.
Hi, yes, I'm here. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. Hi.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, I'm glad to join this meeting. It's my first Toastmaster, first ever Toastmaster meeting. So it's great to see everybody, and I have learned a lot from all you guys tonight.
Oh, that's so great. Welcome, Lan. We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you continue to watch the rest of our meeting today.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. So next we are going to be moving on, and the evaluators, they provide constructive feedback. They empower speakers to recognize their strengths and their areas for improvement, fostering continuous growth. They demonstrate leadership by providing guidance and support, and they help the speakers build confidence and refine their communication skills. Madam President Catherine, please go ahead and introduce our first speech of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Videshanda. Our speaker, our very first speaker of the day is Kartik. Kartik will be speaking about leadership and understanding your leadership style. His project, or the purpose of his project, is to identify his primary leadership style or styles. While his speech will not necessarily be a report of this particular topic, we will look out for his description in his speech of how he has discovered his leadership style. Kartik, I'm looking forward to a well-written speech, a well-delivered speech with a bright opening, a body, and a conclusion that will be unforgettable. I'm also looking out for your vocal clarity, your connection with people, and I look forward to listening to you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
All right. Thank you so much, Kartik. Why don't you go ahead? The floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Leaders are not born. You heard it right. Leaders are not born. they are made. Assume yourself, tomorrow you are going to lead a team. What is the first thing you're going to tell you? Ask yourself. I'm happy to listen in comments. Right. Probably you may think, what should I do now? Right? It's completely a wrong question. You should start thinking, how should I think now? Because leadership is all about mindset. The better your mindset is, the better your leadership skills will be. Let us take example of two people. The one person who always willing to have someone should drive me, someone should help me to reach my goal. I need someone to help me. And they don't have enough clarity on their decisions. This type of people we see around the world, around us. They need someone to lead them. So this type of people, they obviously feel something like depressed always. And the other part of the world, we see people who always motivate themselves. They have good clarity on what they has to do. They know what to be done, what not to be done. These people, they themselves give energy and motivate themselves to do any tasks, right? These people always have a clear path to achieve their goals. These are the most successful people who we see around the world, right? So let's understand what are the different qualities do a leader have. As I said, it's all about the mindset. What does the leader mindset will be? A leader will have a leader will have leaders don't apologize. They always stick to either they did it, no, I did not do it. For example, if some reasons the ball drop off from their hand, they always predict like, yes, I did it, no, I did not do it. They never choose for excuses. And the second thing, then here comes the second thing. Leaders always, they never ask for complaint. They never complain. Leaders will either help take responsibility of the situation and they have the responsibility to take action. They never complain about the surrounding things, about the situations around the people around them. Leaders don't criticize. They don't criticize anyone. They help each other. They help their teammates. When someone is falling down, they help by holding their hand and try to build a good rapport with them and resonate with them in order to build rapport and cheer up them. Leaders will not blame the circumstances around them. They accept everything and fix each and every impossible thing and to make it possible. Now, Karthik, you said it's all about mindset. Can you give us some examples how a leader mindset will be? Leaders always will be very clear in their goals. They will be maintaining a good time management. They always have a clear idea of what to be done and what to be not done. They always say a big no to everything except the one thing which has to be said yes. These people build a healthy relationships by maintaining good, healthy relationships with people around them. These are the different mindsets of people who we can, who the leaders has to be. Now let's understand what is the one thing we see as several leaders around us, like Mahatma Gandhi. Doesn't matter good or bad. Mahatma Gandhi and Abraham Lincoln or some other Hitler or some other leaders, why they people believe their words and keep their blood, soul, not even their life for these leaders? How these leaders can motivate these people? In common, I understand these people have these three qualities. One, they have attractive character. What is this attractive character means? This attractive character mainly with their speeches, with their communication, they influence the people. They influence the people around them to take action, to take responsibility of what is the goal, what is their goal. And these people, with their speeches, they convince people to that what they are saying is right, absolutely right. And here comes the second character. They make a cause, because cause is the one thing that motivates everyone to do something. They have a particular cause. These people don't have any misconception about their cause. They are very clear about their cause. They also communicate very well so that the cause is exactly put into the people's mind. And here comes the third character, new opportunities. These people will figure it out, new opportunities, new ways, a completely new vehicle. Because we all see if something is not working, if we ask people to do same thing, from their experience, they try to from their experience, they will come. Oh, I already tried this, it doesn't work. So this is the great way of motivating these people by finding a new opportunity. These people always find new opportunity to motivate people to, to do the same thing. As we all say, if something not works on one side, we also see the other side to be done. So these people will always try to find new opportunities. So in conclusion, after seeing the speech title, what is my leadership quality, to identify my leadership qualities, I figured out leadership qualities varies from place to place. When you are handling a team, it's different. When you're handling a family, it's completely different. When you are with your cool friends, it's completely different. So leadership qualities is not, in my opinion, leadership qualities is not specific to one. You should not stick to your leadership qualities like I'm like this person. It's all varies. It's all depends on the situation and place where you are. In summary, the main objective of a leader is he should be powerful, and he should be self-confident, and he should take the charge of himself and the environment around him. Let me end this speech with only one thing which most of the speakers will ask themselves. Do you know what is this? These people start saying, I am responsible. This statement, not only once a day, they keep on saying this statement to themselves to make sure their subconscious mind is more active and it take more responsibility, that they are the responsible for the situations around them. They are responsible for each and every task which is happening, good or bad. They are the responsible. So fellow Toastmasters, I request you all upcoming leaders to take this statement. You are responsible for your own growth. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Let's give a round of applause. That was fantastic. Leaders are not bought, they are made. What a statement. That was amazing. I'd like to invite DTM Pramod to introduce our next speaker, please.
Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow and future Toastmasters. Our next speaker is D. Mary Shaiking, our own area director. and she is attempting a speech from Dynamic Leadership Path. It's a level 2, project 1, titled Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The title of the speech is Education Excellence. The time allotted for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protégé. I wish the speaker all the best. Over to you, Dimiri.
All right, without further ado, go ahead, Toastmaster Deanery.
So when you hear the word excellence, what comes to mind? For me, I knew what excellence meant. The best of the best, the creme de la creme. And then I joined Toastmasters. The word excellence took on a completely new definition. Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, once I became a member of Toastmasters, the word excellence became associated with the core values of integrity, respect, service, and then excellence. And what I found out through trial and error and through becoming so passionate about Toastmasters is that when you show up with integrity, respect, and you are a servant leader, the excellence takes care of itself. Now I ask myself, what does educational excellence mean? And how does that apply to mentoring? I wasn't sure what that exactly meant. All I knew was I had become so passionate about Toastmasters. I was so enthusiastic about everything that I was learning. I found out that there was something called pathways that allowed me to understand the education that existed within Toastmasters. And then one day I went to my P.O. box and I found my Triple Crown Award. I cannot tell you what happened at that point. I became so passionate. Every time I spoke anywhere, I had to talk about pathways. Because of that, my life changed its entire trajectory. I became the mentor to a newly formed club in upstate New York, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee, so that was a stretch. But there were 15 members, and only 3 of them had ever known anything about Toastmasters. Imagine that. 12 people who needed guidance in every possible way. But I was so passionate. I wanted to resonate with them, and I wanted them to understand that if we resonated with each other, the balance that we would develop as mentor and mentee would be phenomenal. And that is what happened. I was able to impart my knowledge and wisdom about pathways, which consist of 11 different paths with over 300 competencies that helps to enhance your communication skills while it builds your leadership skills. Unthinkable. These young people who were a member of this club were open, they were anxious, enthusiastic, and 6 months went by so fast, I didn't even realize it. I mentored that club for 6 months, and I became so engrossed in what they were doing and wanting them to develop, I have volunteered to stay on and help. I want every member of that club to become affiliated with Pathways. Because for me, Pathways has meant the difference between just being a member of Toastmasters and actually developing a sense of who I am, what Pathways can do for me, and how it can feed into my everyday life. Think of it, an educational platform that you can actually align with your personal life, and it will help you to grow. And I didn't know how much that meant until in August of 2023, I held my first international summit on domestic violence. Oh my goodness. I needed a DTM project, And by following the competencies and pathways, I was able to develop an international summit. People from around the world assembled virtually, and we discussed and took a deep dive into what domestic violence is and how we can help to change it. So I was able to resonate with the members of this club because I took my passion, my enthusiasm back to them. And they were able to see, and they resonated with me. And because the two of us, mentor and mentee, were able to form an alliance, it became an empowered structure where we were helping one another. And let me make sure that we're not mistaken. When you spend time in a transparent, authentic way with a mentee, you are going to grow as well. It doesn't just help the mentee, it helps you as the mentor because you begin to see the different possibilities, all the things that can happen when two people, and in my situation, a group of people, have decided we're going to take this thing to the next level. We're going to see where we can carry it. We know that communication skills are what's most important, but we're learning all kinds of leadership skills. And in doing so, let's see if we can't be there to bolster, to help, and to guide one another along. They have helped me to see and understand that Toastmasters is a phenomenal opportunity. The pathways that exist within Toastmasters offers all kinds of training opportunities. And the mentorship, I can't say enough about it. It causes you to step outside your comfort zone. It causes you to want to be there to help someone else achieve their goals and arrive where they want to be. How do you see educational excellence? What comes to mind now after hearing this speech? What do you think of when you hear the word excellence? I know it's one of the core values. It's the last one. But when you think of educational excellence now, how does that resonate with you as it relates to Toastmasters? Back to you, Madam Timer.
Thank you so much, DTM DeMarie. Let's give her another round of applause. And it really resonated with me that Pathways does build leadership skills. I've experienced that as well. Thank you so much. So the Table Topics Master empowers participants to spontaneously express their perspectives. By facilitating impromptu speaking opportunities, this role encourages a collective sharing of diverse voices, weaving individual stories into our shared Toastmasters journey. I'd like to have Guillermo to go ahead and please explain your role.
Thank you very much, Shanda. For our new members and guests, let me explain how Table Topics works. We use this part of the meeting to practice our improvisation or impromptu speaking skills. Both members and guests may participate, and I encourage everyone to do. I give a volunteer a topic or a question, and that person speaks on it. We don't have right or wrong answers, just practice speaking. Speak for at least 1 minute, and at most 2 minutes. Look at the timer, and if you see the green screen, then you have spoken for at least 1 minute. And if you see the red screen, you have spoken for 2 minutes. The timing begins when you start speaking. And that's it. Let's have some volunteers for Table Topics, please. You may either speak up or raise your hand. Oh, I see a volunteer. Hi, Shaquille. Thank you for joining. I have a question for you. If you could live one day of your life over again, which day would you choose?
Am I audible?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Who's the timer?
Catherine Opondo is the timer.
Okay.
Please excuse me. Every speaker has 1 to 2 minutes. At the first minute, I will flash the green. At 1.5 minutes, I will flash the yellow card. And when your time is up, I will flash the red card. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Shakil, you may give your answer.
Once upon a time, I was just sleeping, woke up from a sleep. Well, it's the new me. 14-year-old boy lying in his bed. What to do? Well, it's summer vacation. Let's have fun with friends. Where to go? I have to go at seaside with my friends and play some football. Like that. Yeah, how are you, Shakil? What's going on? Yes, mom, just wake up, looking to go with friends. Don't forget for the homework of the vacations, right? Yes, yes. Well, amazing and fascinating day ahead. 2 months of vacations to go. Planning to go to a village to have fun with my childhood friends, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, if I am given an opportunity to live a new day, I would like to go in my childhood. My school days, vacations, annual summer vacations. I used to go to my village at the countryside, have some fun, and play games like cricket or football. Just, it's amazing to relive your old memories and going down memory lanes. Don't you like it? Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Shakil. Oh yes, I like it. Going back to my own memories, especially since summer for me was only a few years ago, and so I have fond memories, and I hope to not forget too many of them. I see we have our next volunteer, Arvin. Hi, I have a question for you. Do you like the city or town you live in? Why or why not?
Do you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much for the question. I have experience living in the city and also living in the town. So while I'm still young, I want to be in the city because this is where I can find the living. This is where I work, and I like the nightlife in the city. It never sleeps in the city. Everything is available. The food, the drinks, the club, but I don't go to the club. I'm a straight guy. But when I get the retirement, I want to go back to the town because I'm a nature lover and I like the serenity of it, the calm, the people who live in the town. They're all friendly. And that is why I already have a plan for my retirement, and that is to have a good parcel of land where I can plant, and also I can do fishing, and then there enjoy the organic food, and this will give me longer life, stress-free, and that will be my reward after really working hard in this very demanding city. Thank you so much. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Well, thank you, Arvin. I think you're right. Right now, I want to live in the city where things happen, and so maybe in a few years, I want to live in a small town or something like that, or by myself. I see Swati has her hand up. So Swati, what do you want more of in your life?
Could you repeat again, please?
Yes. What do you want more of in your life?
Okay, I would like to kind of have more of travel in my life. Brought up in a very middle class family, I've not traveled much out of my state. In fact, I've lived 25 years in the same state and haven't got a chance to move. And after my wedding, I moved to States here. And it's been only a year, and so far I've covered 10 states, which I'm very proud and happy about. 25 years, one state, and 1 year, 10 states. That's something like I started liking it a lot, and I'm like doing it very often now, and I'm looking forward to do more and more of travel. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Congratulations on your marriage. And if you ever come by Virginia or DC, then I can give you a tour of the city.
Definitely.
Do we have any other volunteers? You may raise your hand or speak up. Pramod. When you look back over the past month, what single moment stands out?
Do you repeat the question?
Of course. When you look back over the past month, what single moment stands out?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow and future Toastmasters. Last month, incidentally, it is the last month of the last year also. Normally, we tend to think about the things that happened in the past, especially in the last month, whether we improved even 1% in our personal and professional life, our achievements, our flows, the things we could have done better, things we did better. So many things are there. But one best thing which I did in 2023 is I joined for an executive MBA with XLRA. And on the very first day, the professor was talking about finding mindfulness in whatever you do. And incidentally, he narrated the story of Buddha. And he said the last word of Buddha to his disciple was Atma Dibho Bhava, means be a light unto yourself. That is the meaning of the word. And this etched in my mind. I was thinking about it over and over again. Somehow I thought that this is a very good concept, that we have to imbibe and rekindle the spirit inside us and let the light lead ahead in our life. So I had to undergo a painful process of tattooing. It took 36 hours for me to do a tattoo with a Buddha on my left hand and written Atma Divo Bhava below that. And this is the tattoo. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Can you see it? Yeah. So I know that this cannot be undone, but I'm a person with a lot of imperfections. I'm a person with a lot of problems. I need something constant to remember me that I do have a light inside me, and that can lead me sometimes. So I did that, and that is the precious moment of me in the last month. Thank you so much. Back to you, table topic master of the day.
Thank you, Pramod. I always feel like I learn something when you speak, so I appreciate that. We only have time for one more table topic, so oh, Brunda, I see your hand. Brunda, what chances do you wish you had taken?
What chances I wish I would have taken? Well, I have taken a lot of chances in my life. Been traveling, I've moved 3 countries so far. So I'm not a person with weak nerves. That's what I feel about myself. But I feel that there are sometimes chances that you can take even in your career, probably. I've been a person who's paid a lot of attention to my career, and I have not taken too many chances with my career. Although I've moved up probably every 18 to 3 years in my career, in my last career in banking, but I was still playing safe. I didn't go into bigger roles. I was a mom too, so I didn't take any chances. So if things had been different, I would have probably taken more chances with my career, taken bigger, ambitious goals. So that's the one thing. But I think my friends who took those chances and went, took a leap, thought that I was more brave because I was a mom to 2 kids and I was raising them, and they thought that was more challenging than managing a career. So the pick, I think it's difficult either ways. To be a parent is as much difficult as choosing a career. So I think I am balanced right now with whatever it is. As they say, pick your battles. I think I just chose the safer way, and that's where I felt that I didn't take too many chances. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Brenda. I think sometimes we regret the chances we didn't take, but let's also appreciate the chances we did take. And so I applaud you, Brenda. And I now give the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day, Shanda. Thank you, everyone who participated.
Let's give a round of applause to Guillermo, who did an excellent job in our table topics today. And thank you for everyone who participated. It is appreciated. I love listening to all of you. Next, I would like to have President Madam Catherine, please go ahead and share your evaluation of Toastmaster Karthik's speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shanda. Toastmaster Karthik, I enjoyed your speech. You totally invited us into a conversation that each of us will probably not forget for a very long while. So I would like to start by saying, when you opened your mouth and spoke the words, leaders are not born, they are made, we were hooked immediately. And then you went on to invite us. You drew us in with questions that engaged us. You were waiting for our response. And then you started off by describing what you think is going on in our minds. It was sort of like a pseudo psychology of thought. You were engaging and exchanging your thoughts with our very own thoughts. That was a very high level of communication that I would like to applaud you for. I would like to also thank you for sharing your props with us to take us into the mind of a leader by sharing an image of the brain to express how people should be thinking. That took us deep into thinking about what you were talking about. You also showed us the reverse side of when somebody is stuck. Those images remained etched in our memory, but they kept us hooked to what you were saying. Thank you for presenting a very alive speech and one that helped us to think critically about our own leadership styles. Indeed, you went ahead and gave us the tenets of leadership styles. You gave us examples of people that we can reference from, like Mahatma Gandhi. You shared many other experiences. We picked a lot of lessons from your leadership style and principles that you also shared. Your delivery was veiled with experiences of your own style. You also had a moment to share with us your style. We were happy to hear from you. We were also happy to note that, Karthik, you have your own leadership style. So we understood what your speech was about. What could you have worked on better? I really found it difficult, Karthik, to specifically note things in your speech, but there are areas as Toastmasters we need to work on. And these are the areas I would suggest to you. Karthik, I would suggest that you spend a little more time memorizing some tenets of your speech so that we can see an efficient flow in your delivery. I would like to also recommend that if possible, you find other ways to either put short and a few pauses in your speech so that we have time to reflect, so that we can listen a little bit more. If I were to do this speech, Kartik, I do not know if I could deliver it the way you did, but I found your delivery very appealing, very inviting, and very authentic. Well done to you, and I look forward to hearing more speeches.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. All right, so now we have DT and Promote. Please go ahead and share your evaluation of DT and DeMarie's speech.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow and future Toastmasters, and a very special greetings to my targeted speaker, DeMarie Shaike. Excellence, excellence, and what an excellent speech. You talked about this speech, you talked about excellence in an excellent way. And what I loved is your preparation and your energy. So when we listen to a speech, irrespective of the topic, we are grapple with the atmosphere and energy of the speaker. The moment you appear on the stage, well dressed, with a nice background, clearly adjusted camera, proper light, the positivity immediately connects the audience. Audience becomes serious and they know that something important is going to happen. So I'm going to give you the first mark, the first point for considering all those things. I know this is not part of the speech, but this background is very important. In order to give further impact to your speech and make people understand that this is something serious I'm going to tell you, this serious setup is important. I would say it's not serious, it's a professional setup. Then you started a speech in a very professional, non-nervous way. I never thought that you are delivering a project speech. I thought you are delivering a keynote address. You were so confident. You were telling us, you were pursuing us. It was a persuasive speech, inspirational speech. You started with your journey of Toastmasters. You started with excellent, connected the core values of Toastmasters, integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Then you came to the point. So the transitions was really smooth. I never felt like you are talking on one particular point, but overall you had given the structure, program, educational setup of Toastmasters. Then you emphasized and seamlessly you led us through the factor called mentoring in Toastmasters. See, the mentoring has got 2 points. The project says that you are supposed to share your experience as a mentee, but you have shared both. First, you told us about Toastmasters before joining, then after joining. So, untellingly, or you have indirectly told your experience as a mentee. Then you told us how you mentor a group of people and guided them. And you had reinforcing facts to present through props. You presented the Triple Crown Award. You just showed it on the camera. Created more connectivity and credibility to your speech. You talked about the conventions, which is once in a while, annual conventions. So this is how we build credibility to your speech. A speech is mostly a story too. But if you really want the audience to make understand, this is my story, it's a real story, and you can connect with the story. So these things are important. And mentoring, as you know, it's very important. But the most important thing is pursue an audience for mentoring. and tell them that it is something valuable. And I'm sure that you have done that job really well. And what I wanted more from your speeches, one just a small story as a protege, and what is your experience. Next time when you are delivering, please be mindful to include one specific experience about the project objectives that would create more visibility, and that will enhance the quality of the speech and will make sure that you met the purpose of the speech project. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shanda. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and have the timers report. So President, Madam Catherine, please go ahead and share the timers report.
May I please share my screen? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmasters and guests. This is my report. This meeting had a keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker was Dr. Som. His expected time was 30 minutes. We had 35 minutes. Our plus speaker was Kartik. His minutes were 5 to 7 minutes. It took 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and that is within the time. D. Marie Shai King, 6 minutes, 30 seconds. That is also within the time. Our evaluators were 2. Myself, I had 3 minutes, 20 seconds within time. And DTM Pramod, 3 minutes, 50 seconds not in time. I apologize for that. We had our table topic speakers. We had Shakil, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. He was in time. Arvin, 1 minute, 30 seconds in time. Swathi, 1 minute in time. Pramod, 2 minutes, 15 seconds in time. Brunda, 1 minute, 40 seconds in time. The rest of the roll takers, I will not be timing. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that detailed report. I love it. And congratulations to everyone that has stuck within their time limit. Next, I'd like to call up Shri for the all counters report.
Thank you, Shanda. So let me go with the count. For TMOD, Shanda, it is 0. Grammarian Vrinda, it is 1. And counter Sri Divya, it is 1. And timer, Catherine, it is 0. Speaker, Dr. Som, it is 1. And TTM James, it is 0. And evaluator, Pramod, it is 0. Speaker, Mary, 0. LAN, it is 0. And speaker Karthik, it is 1 repetition, that is around. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope that's very helpful to all of you. And Brunda, why don't you go ahead and share the grammarian report?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It was the word of the day was resonate, and the idiom of the day was in your corner. I'm very pleased to say that the word of the day and the idiom of the day were used by Dr. Som and D. Marie quite generously. So that was great to see. There are some other people, so I would say I would rather talk about some good usage of the words or the language. I noticed some words like creme de la creme, phenomenal, transparent, authentic, etched in our memory, grapple to adjust. So these were some good usage of the language. Some not so good usage of the language where instead of saying this people, we say these people because people is a collective noun. The other one was what to be done instead of saying what is to be done. It's all varies to it all varies. These were some minor fixings in the language. Overall, it was a great meeting. I heard some flawless language. Simple language is what I prefer, so that was nice to see. And thank you. And let's use and let's resonate with the theme and keep using the idiom of the day and word of the day when possible in our day-to-day language. Thank you.
Thank you all. It's been a pleasure being your Toastmaster of the day. Hopefully you've been able to share in Voices Unite. Each role in Toastmasters we've learned is a lesson in leadership. I'm going to give it over to our Madam President, Catherine, so she can close the meeting.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for Shanda for a well-run meeting. Thank you so much, Shanda, for being Toastmaster of the Day. And I think you did excellently. Well done. I would also like to send my vote of thanks to Dr. Som. Dr. Mary, please send our vote of thanks to Dr. Som and tell him we really, really appreciate his delivery of a keynote on the role of a Toastmaster. It was very interesting, but also very enlightening for all of us. There's a lot that we have learned from him. So thank you for inviting him to the club. Club members, I would like to remind you of a few things before I go ahead to thank our guests for coming. I would like to remind us, please reach out to Dr. Mary Thomas if you would like to participate in our club contests that are starting in a very short time. On the February 6th, we are expected to run a club contest. And I'm going to ask you not to be shy, but to be bold, take on a role, take on a speech, either evaluation or international speech contests. It is one thing that we do, but it's also something that will grow you. Please go ahead, register with Dr. Mary Thomas. I will do the same to take on a role, and I'm inviting you to be the first club members to take on a role and take on a speech. It will be wonderful for us to do this. We have to do this so quickly because the speech contests for the area are on the March the 2nd. So we have no time, but I need you to engage and get this done and over with. If you need help, if you need coaching, just go ahead, sign up, and then call one of us and say, hey, can you walk with me on this journey? And then we will help you. Once again, I would like to take note of Sri, our newest member, Sri. You are very welcome, and you have taken on a role this morning. Thank you so much for choosing to be the accountant. Toastmasters, will you give a round of applause to Sri for taking on a role? Thank you so much for choosing to take a role. I hope you'll do more at this club. So to our guests, I see Oscar, you are most welcome. I would like to hear from you. Ricky So, Lanzao, thank you so much. I would like to hear from you, and Arvin Pereno. Thank you so much. Our meeting is adjourned, but would like to hear from our guests. Please go ahead. Unmute and let us know how you got to like this meeting, how you enjoyed it, who invited you. Oscar, Alvin, please unmute.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Oscar. What can I say about this meeting? Very informative. I really learned a lot. I've heard great speakers, great speech evaluator, something that will really help me to grow. And overall, this is another success to your club meeting, and I'm looking forward to learn more from this club. Thank you very much, TM Mary, for inviting me here.
Thank you, Arvin. Oscar, please go ahead.
No, first of all, thank you for this invitation. It was really amazing to be here, an honor, and I hope to be part of this amazing group during upcoming days. So thank you so much. And nice to meet you to everyone.
Thank you so much, Oscar. Please come again. Lan, Ricky, please unmute and let us.
Hi, yes. So yeah, it's a wonderful experience. I was amazed at how well the main speakers speak, and also I was very impressed with everybody that's taking up the table topics. They can respond to a question like right away, impromptu speech in such quick, like on, is it called on the feet thinking? That's something that I feel like, well, I was trying to put myself in the speaker's shoes, see if I can respond like so quickly and so nicely, organized in an organized way. And I think that's going to me, it's really quite a challenge. So it's there's a lot for me to learn, both for the impromptu and on the prepared speech. So I'm looking forward to work with you people to well, improve from now on. So thanks to everybody for letting me participate in this meeting. I
Thank
really
you so much.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Lan. You're welcome. Please share your details with us in the chat room. We will reach you and share more details on how you can come to the meeting. But thank you so much for choosing to meet with us. Ricky Saw has disappeared. I think he's not there. Okay. Thank you so much, friends, for coming for the meeting. I hope you enjoyed it. Chanda, do you have something to say? Okay. No. You're all welcome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a nice week.